This is Headlines. Now, the United Nations has just announced that the US has been kind enough to promise not to spy on them. Not surprisingly, the announcement skirts around the question of whether the US has done so in the past. A similar statement has also been made recently about German Chancellor Angela Merkel. We are not monitoring her personal communications, nor will we do so in the future. Please be aware that we have carefully worded this response for legal reasons, and we will not be taking questions. Whereas back in America, several Republicans are vocal that the US should not apologise for spying on everyone, and rather that countries should thank them for their surveillance. According to these guys, US spying has actually saved citizens in their countries, so they shouldn't feel so hard done by. But if the shoe was on the other foot, would you like to guess how much water it takes to produce 1 litre of bottled water? According to a recent report, in the US it takes 1.39 litres to produce 1 litre of packaged water. That's your litre of water plus 40% lost or used in production. What I think is actually more distressing is that there's an International Bottled Water Association to undertake this report. At what point in human cultural evolution did it become necessary for there to be an association for corporatized hydration? Unfortunately, that is beside the point. The report by this association concluded that 1.39 litres to produce 1 litre of water was actually an economical value. In contrast to a lot of other industries, 1.39 litres to produce a single litre of water isn't that bad. Except that the report fails to include the bottle itself in its calculations, rather focusing on water usage in the bottling plants. If the water costs to produce the bottles had been included, the value could have risen by up to 6 litres. So next time you choose to drink bottled water in a country that has perfectly good tap water, remember that it could have taken up to 7 litres of water to produce that deliciously expensive drop in your hand. Now here's one for all you fervent fanciers of fantastically follicle facial hair. An Indian man now holds the title of world's longest mustache, 14 feet from end to end. That's 4.2 metres for you metrically inclined. Ram Singh Chauhan hasn't had a shave since 1970, and it's now so long that he has to wrap it around his head and hide it under a turban to keep from tripping over it and strangling himself. I'm afraid to say that the end might be upon us. The world is facing a global wine shortage. Financial firm Morgan Stanley has reported that in 2012, demand exceeded supply by 300 million cases. Global production has been declining for the last 9 years, with production hitting its lowest value in 40 years in 2012. Everybody's second favourite Vlad, after Vlad Dracul, Mr. Vladimir Putin is now the world's most powerful person, according to Forbes magazine. If that doesn't give you the willies, it probably should. It's the first time in 3 years that US President Obama hasn't topped the list. Even so, good old Obama still ranks at number 2. With Chinese President Xi Jinping coming in at number 3, Pope Francis at number 4, and feisty Angela Merkel capping off the top 5. Now that's a group of people I probably wouldn't mind seeing in a hot tub together. And now a warning for anyone in Brisbane. If you're planning on buying eggs during the G20 summit, prepare to go to jail. Anyone found to be in possession of eggs in certain parts of the sunny capital will have to prove that they have a lawful excuse for carrying them. Also on the list are glass bottles, big signs, camouflage paint, kites, handcuffs and whips. What fun is that?